Hello and welcome to your 7-day yoga challenge. Today we are on day 4. This is officially the halfway point. You've already finished 3 classes. We have 3 left after today, so I hope that you are enjoying this series so far. Today's asana practice is all about twists. So we are taking a lot of the same poses that we've learned, a lot of the same shapes that you've already been moving into from the first 3 days. And this time, we're just adding the element of twist to it. So twists really come from the core, and it comes from finding length, really reaching out, and then using our core to twist left or right. If you have blocks, you can definitely use them today, but if you don't, I'll show you options without them as well. So if you have blocks, you can place them near the top of your mat to start, and then we're gonna make our way just seated facing the top of our mat. You can be seated cross-legged, however feels comfortable. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back, and then think of hugging your ribs towards your spine. See if you can stack your ears above your shoulders, shoulders above your low ribs here, and then your ribs above your hips. Palms can rest face up in your lap, eyes can close. And here, just coming to our breath. Foundation of our practice is really our breath work here. Our breath helps calm the body. We move in line with the inhales and the exhales. It's a beautiful practice that we have available to us anytime to just notice the breath, help us feel calm, help us arrive here in this space being fully present. Relax your jaw and relax your eyebrows. See if you can relax even your cheeks as you're seated here. You can begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales. So very slowly with control, filling up the belly, into the rib cage, up into the chest. And then slowly exhale, letting all your air out. And then at the end of the exhale, gently pull the belly button up and back towards the spine, finding that core engagement on the exhale. Inhale, finding a beautiful long inhale, filling up the full body with air like you're a balloon filling up. And then exhale all of your air out, gently pulling the belly button up and in towards the spine at the end of the exhale. We'll bring these lengthened inhales and exhales with us as we practice today. You can gently flutter the eyes open, and we'll start with a few side bends. So inhale, arms reach out to the sides, start reaching them up, look up and bring the palms together if that's available to you, and then exhale, right hand plants down on the ground beside you. Inhale, lift up through those left fingertips, and as you exhale, reach the left fingertips for the side of the room. Inhale, right arm comes up to meet the left, look up. And then exhale, slowly bring that left hand all the way to the ground. Inhale, press into the left palm, right fingertips reach, and then exhale, find your side bend. Inhale, left arm slowly floats its way up to meet the right. And then exhale, right hand comes down a little quicker. We find our side bend right away. Inhale, right arm floats up to meet the left. Look up here if you'd like. And then exhale, left palm connects to the ground and we find our side bend. Inhale, left palm reaches up to meet the right. And now we find our first twist. So as you exhale, just take this right hand behind your right sit bone. So a few options here. You can have your palm right on the ground, but if you find that to place the palm on the ground, you're leaning back, then you can come to spidered fingertips. We still want to find that length from the spine. We don't want to shoot our upper body forward. We don't want to lean back. We want to find our nice neutral. Next, inhale, reach the left arm for the sky, and then exhale, left palm meets right thigh. Inhale, we find length from crown to tail, and then exhale, press your hands into where they're connected to, pull the belly button towards the spine, and then look over that right shoulder. Our first gentle twist for the day. Inhale, you find length. Exhale, see if you can twist a little more. Next, inhale, we unravel, arms reach out to the sides and up. And then exhale, twisting the opposite side. So left hand connects to the ground. Again, either palm or spidered fingertips, whatever works best for you and your body. Next, inhale, right fingertips reach up high, and then exhale, right palm to left thigh. Inhale, press into the palms, find length, and then exhale, using the core to help you twist. Look over the left shoulder. Inhale deeply. Exhale, see if you can twist a little more. Inhale, we unravel, arms sweep out to the sides, reach up, look up. And then exhale, you can roll over the ankles or find another way that works best for you and your body to make your way into our tabletop. Coming to our very classic, always doing it in every class, cat-cow. This helps warm up the spine, warm up the wrists. It really gets the whole body going. So it's a perfect little sequence to have in class. Inhale, tailbone lifts, chest pulls forward between the gate of the arms, gaze forward. And then exhale, pressing into the hands, the tops of the feet, belly button is towards the spine. Inhale. Find your cow back. Exhale, find your cat back, moving nice and slow here. Last cycle, inhale. Take the full inhale, move slow like you're moving through jello. And then exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale through neutral tabletop, and then we're going to make our way into child's pose with thread the needle. So walk your knees wide, bring your big toes together, and then sink your hips to heels. So a couple options for you. So the first option, we just walk that left arm forward towards the top of the mat, palm plants. We inhale, reach that right arm towards the sky, and then exhale, palm faces up as it threads underneath the left arm across the mat. You bring that right temple to the ground. Reach that left arm forward even more, finding a nice stretch for the shoulder. Now, if this isn't available to you, just very classic, sitting here with your legs in that child's pose position, and then just right arm crosses in front of the chest, using the left arm. Same kind of stretch, just seated upright instead of in the child's pose. Take one more cycle of breath wherever you're at. And then if you're in the child's pose variation, as you inhale, press into the left palm so you can lift up. Place the right palm on the mat, then left palm walking it in a little closer, and then we switch sides. Inhale, right palm reaches more forward. Exhale here, press into that right palm for stability. Inhale, your left palm reaches up towards the sky, and then exhale, thread that left arm underneath and across the body. Palm faces up, left temple to the ground. Right arm reaches even further forward. Again, your option here is just to come upright, reach that left arm across the chest, using the right arm to help open up. Take one more cycle of breath where you're at. Beautiful. Next inhale, we press into that right palm to unwind from our child's pose. If you're an upright, you release, and then we'll meet each other in downward facing dog. Start pedaling out your feet here. Really lift the hips nice and high. And then let the heels get heavy to the ground, trying to make an upside down V shape. Feet can be hip distance apart here. Gaze is at your knees or up towards your thighs. And really, again, press into the pads of the knuckles to help you find length. Belly button is still towards the spine here. Ribs are knitting in towards the back body. Next, inhale. Make it the deepest inhale you've taken yet today. And then exhale, look towards the top of your mat and slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat. Beautiful job. When you arrive, you find a forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, find a half lift, hands on shins or on thighs. And then exhale, fold forward. Fingertips or palms connect to the ground. Next inhale, we reach that left leg nice and high towards the sky. And then exhale, bend into the right knee. Let the left toes connect with the ground. Left knee connects with the ground, coming into a nice low lunge. We're going to plant that left palm onto the mat. It's in line with that right foot. And then inhale, right palm to right thigh, finding a twist. So we press into the right thigh with that right hand and feel your chest spiral open towards the right side of the room. Option to stay here, or you can reach your top arm back and then all the way up towards the sky. So here, notice if your right glute is kind of shimmying itself off to the right there. You want to think of engaging the glutes so that they're pointing backwards towards the back of the room. You'll find that as well by reaching the crown of your head forward and thinking of reaching your tailbone for the wall behind you. Another option here, you can even start to lift that left knee off the ground. Think of really engaging through the leg by trying to suck your left kneecap up into your thigh. One more inhale, and then exhale. If your left knee is lifted, we bring it back down. As you inhale, come onto the left fingertips, and then use that core to bring you all the way up. So your chest is still spiraling to the right, arms are out at shoulder height. Next inhale, take this left elbow and hook it outside of the right thigh. Take your right arm, have the palms come together. We're in a prayer twist. So we press our palms together to help our chest shine open to the right. Look over top of your right shoulder here. Press the feet into the ground to help you find stability. And don't forget to breathe. Next inhale, we unravel. So we start to bring our chest forward. We're still in the prayer. And then we exhale. We'll let our arms sweep up first. And then we bring them down to frame that front foot. Pick up the back leg as you inhale. And then exhale, step right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, lower those knees down, moving through a vinyasa. Exhale, press palms into the ground, resist the floor as you press down. Inhale, find your baby cobra, chest lifts, forehead lifts. And then exhale, we find our way back into our downward facing dog. As you inhale, left leg lifts nice and high towards the sky. Exhale, come up high on the ball of the right foot, left knee to chest, and then we're going to plant that left foot between our hands, drop down on our right knee. We'll take that sequence on the opposite side. Place that right palm on the ground, left palm to thigh. Inhale, press left hand into the leg, spiral the chest open to the left side of the room. So you can stay here, or you take your left arm, reach it back, and then all the way up. Follow your thumb with your gaze. Now you're really reaching here, so we're not dumping and collapsing into our right shoulder. Think of reaching up, press that right hand into the ground. Stay here, or you can lift that right knee off the ground. You want to be really active through this leg, so think of engaging through the leg so much so like you're trying to lift that right kneecap all the way up into the thigh. One more inhale wherever you're at. And then exhale, we drop the back knee down. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips on that right hand. And then using the core, we kind of teeter-totter ourselves all the way up. So we're still facing the left side of the room. From here, right elbow hooks on the outside of left knee. And then we bring our palms together in prayer. As we inhale, we press the palms together. Reach the crown of your head forward and look over your left shoulder. Coming into our prayer twist. Breathe here. Unclench your jaw. Next, inhale, we start to unravel, bringing ourselves through center, hands still at prayer. Exhale, just reach up with the arms, let them frame the front foot. And then this time, as we inhale, we lift the back knee. And instead of downward dog, we're actually going to spring forward, let our right foot meet our left, forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, we fold. Now, if you have your blocks handy, you can use them here. I'll demonstrate once with blocks and once without. So you're going to walk your blocks forward so they would be planted beneath your shoulders. So we're doing our standing L-shaped, but it's going to be revolved standing L-shaped. So we've done this in one of our other classes this time, just adding the twist aspect. So inhale, let's start reaching our left leg back behind us at hip height. You're trying to reach the heel of that left foot for the wall behind you and the crown of your head for the wall in front of you. Now we're twisting here. So start just by taking your right hand to your hip and find length. So really kick through that back foot. And then from your core, see if you can start to twist your chest open to the right. So finding whatever works for you. Maybe it's just this little bit of a twist that you're working into today. That's great. Maybe you're starting to extend that top arm up towards the sky. Find what works best for you. Keep lifting through your lifted leg. One more inhale, and then exhale. Bring your lifted hand back down to the block or the floor, and then left leg comes down to meet the right. Now, if you don't have blocks, I'll demonstrate that. You can be on spidered fingertips or on palms, and knees can be bent. Inhale, right leg lifts back. Left hand comes to the hip. Again, as you inhale, we're finding length and we're starting to twist from the core. So this left hand can stay on the hip. You can start to reach it up. Keep finding length. Really lift and extend through that leg that is lifted. One more inhale. And then exhale, left fingertips to the ground or the block. Right foot comes down beside, forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, we fold, plant the hands, step back 1 foot at a time. Nice high plank here. From here, just holding our high plank, working that core, crown of the head forward, heels going back, and then drop your knees to the ground on your exhale, coming to seated. So we're going to do a seated twist. Of course, we're doing twists today. So legs extend out nice and long. Bending the left knee, plant the sole of the foot on the outside of the right thigh. So option 1 is keeping your leg extended. Another option, depending how open your hips are, is you can actually bend this right leg, bringing the sole of the foot in towards your outer left hip. So if this feels comfortable for you, awesome. If you try it and you're like, no thanks, just extend that leg out again, no big deal. Taking the twist, inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, left hand plants behind you. Take your right arm, kind of hug the knee in. As you inhale, lifting up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, twisting, press into the sole of the left foot and press the left knee into the right forearm and vice versa, creating some tension here. Gaze over top of the left shoulder. One final inhale. And exhale, we untwist. So a couple options for you. If you have your leg extended, you just go to the opposite side. So reach that left leg out and then cross the right leg over. We'll meet you here in a moment. Now, if you were crisscrossed, you're going to have a little bit of fun here. So bear with me. You're going to walk around over your right shoulder, and then you're going to find yourself in a twist on the opposite side. We often take our practice really seriously, and it should be a fun thing to do. So you're gonna have some fun. So start by bringing your fingertips to the ground on the right side. Press into your feet. Start walking over your right shoulder, all the way around. You twist and turn, and you find yourself in your twist on the opposite side. If you were trying that and it didn't quite work well, no big deal. Your left leg is the one that's extended or bent in. Your right leg is on top. Inhale, let's all reach that right arm up. Exhale, it plants behind you. Then we take our right knee in the crease of our left elbow. Inhale, reach the crown of your head up. Exhale, twist, looking over top of your right shoulder. Unclench your jaw here, soften through the forehead. Beautiful job. Next, inhale, we untwist. Release those legs out long, and then we lay down onto our backs. We're going to take one final shape before we come to our final rest. Bend your knees and plant the soles of your feet onto the earth. We're we're going to come into that same figure 4 shape that we did last class. So inhale, right knee comes in towards the body, flex the right foot. Exhale, cross right ankle over top of left thigh. Now you could stay here in this figure 4, or we're going to take it into a twist. So you cross this right leg right over, like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. And then take your arms out at shoulder height, palms face up. Let your knees just fall over to the left. So your knees probably aren't going to touch the ground. That's great. They can be hovering off. Your feet are there to support you. This is just one other gentle twist that we can take for our twist practice. Next, inhale. Think of squeezing the inner thighs together to bring the legs back up. And then uncross right leg from the left. Switching sides, inhale, left knee to chest, flex through the left foot. And then exhale, left ankle crosses over right thigh. Stay here if you'd prefer more of a hip and glute opener, or continue on by crossing that left leg right over top of the right. And then as you exhale, let the knees fall over to the right. Palms are still face up, arms teed out at shoulder height, and just relax here. On your next inhale, squeezing the inner thighs together, coming all the way back up. Uncross the legs and then find your final rest. Legs reach out nice and long, toes flop open towards the sides. You could even leave your arms out at shoulder height if you like, or you can bring them in just a little bit closer. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back, eyes closed, and all you have to do here is rest. Notice if there's any self-talk happening. Perhaps you tried that little spin around move and you couldn't quite get it, and for some reason you're still beating yourself up about it. See if you can let it go. Perhaps when we did the balancing and the twisting, you have some positive or negative self-talk from that. Whether it's positive or negative, just let it go. Come back to the breath. Allow yourself to be fully present here and now. You can stay here as long as you'd like, or if you'd like to finish the practice with me, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe make circles with the wrists or the ankles. Next, inhale, arms reach up above the head, point through the toes, big stretch. And exhale, roll onto your left or right side, bring yourself up to seated. When you arrive in seated, you can bring your palms together to prayer at heart center, gently resting your thumbs against your breastbone, tucking your chin to your chest. Take an inhale and an exhale. Gently turn the corners of your mouth up towards your ears, giving yourself a little smile for a job well done today. You can gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me and completing day 4 of your 7-day yoga challenge. We have just 3 days left, and I'm so excited to finish strong with you coming up.